Welcome back to STL Live. I'm Sarah Bernard, and my guests are Peggy Kornfein and Nick Walka of First Bank, who is a sponsor of the Greater St. Louis Book Fair. And Peggy, you're a board member and active volunteer with the Greater St. Louis Book Fair. So we've been talking in the last segment all about this wonderful St. Louis tradition that started way back in 1948. I knew it was right around there. So it's been going on for a long time. Many of us grew up going to the Greater St. Louis Book Fair. It's a multi-day event, and we were talking about how the very first night is an admission-only night, and it's Thursday night of the long weekend. And your dealers, typically the book dealers are coming in that night to buy the in quantity. So how does that work? You were describing a great scene off camera.
They start lining up at 6 o'clock in the morning. To get the place, and we will start handing maps out about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and they, not only book dealers, but book buyers in general will look over the map. They know exactly where they're going to go. They grab their book carts and off they run at 4 o'clock. It is just an amazing sight.
And it must be fun.
Oh, it
and
is.
It's fun to watch, and how grateful you must be for these wonderful, loyal customers.
Oh, we are.
Nick, you have the pleasure of you figured out at some point in your long history here of volunteering how to make that all work at the other end when they're checking out.
So First Bank does sponsor quite a bit of the the volunteers for the fair. Last year we had about 115 First Bank employees that volunteered, which came about 650 CRA hours that we contributed. So what we did was just kind of get everyone together to make sure we had them at a post. One would count books, one would box books, one would cash register and cash them out. So it made the process smooth because they're lined up and they just keep coming.
Yeah.
And so then we would box their books and then set them to a side and give them a number that correlates with their set of boxes.
Yeah. And Nick, at the end of the weekend, like what's an average take? What's the average amount of money that the Greater St. Louis Book Fair is raising?
Each day is a little different. Thursdays are usually our biggest day because of admissions as well as just the general purchases of the books. Altogether, they raise about 100 to about 120,000 for the whole fair.
Okay. And then Peggy, how is that money distributed afterwards?
It goes to, we give grants to local organizations such as Ready Readers, First Book, Jean Slay Boys Club. It varies from year to year. And so in October or November, the board will meet and decide who will get the money for this next year.
Okay, very good. So in the 2015, were these some of the Okay, the organizations that received. So we donate our books. The Households of St. Louis, First Bank, and many other organizations supply volunteers for the weekend, where it's just a give back and give back in many, many ways back to the community. And then something else special that I don't think people know about is the Monday after the weekend of selling. What happens on that day?
We have a not-for-profit day. And people who register, and you can go online to our website to register for Not-for-Profit Day, come in at 7 o'clock in the morning, and they can shop until 9:30 and can take anything and everything that is left at the fair. So we have groups, the prison systems will come in. We will have the USO has been there. Just small libraries around Missouri with small budgets. School teachers will come in to help stock their classroom libraries.
Yeah.
And that is a wonderful day. It's wonderful to see happy people go away with books that.
Right, and then you all can kind of have a clean slate for the next year, start all over again.
Right.
So the weekend of April 28th, April 27th is the...
April the 28th is the opening day of the fair.
Day.
We open at 4 o'clock.
Okay.
And we are open until 9 o'clock.
Okay, very good. Through that weekend at West County Center in the parking garage where you all have been for many years.
Right, on the Dallas roadside.
Okay, and then this book, we just want to, this is like a new one for this year. I just want you to show the camera. I love this. Good Night iPad. On that note, we're going to take a break. For more information on the Greater St. Louis Book Fair, call 314-993-1995 or visit stlouisbookfair.org. There's more STL Live after this. Stay with us.